Hey guys, it's Yura. Welcome back to my channel, and guess what? It's that time of the month again. It is monthly favorites. Can't believe May is gone. May's like, it's June's now here. June and summer's gonna be coming here really quick. I can't believe it. So let's just get started with the whole monthly favorites. The first thing I have here is this Nudstix Magnetic Matte Eye Color in the color Putty. And the reason why I've been loving this is that it's like a primer. I use it as a primer, and you guys see me use it in my recent video, the Chatty Get Ready With Me, where I get like kind of down and real with you guys and have some like real chat. It's like really easy, kind of something that you could slap on and just kind of go blend it a little bit if you want to, and slap on the eyeshadows on top of it, and it makes the process so much faster than some of the other primers that I've used, because like it's in a stick and you don't necessarily need to have a brush. That is the beauty about Nudstix. You don't need a brush. So this has been kind of my go-to primer. It's been going on and off, but recently I've just been like, you know what, I'm gonna stick with this. So this has been pretty much my beauty favorite of the month. Like, I haven't really tried too many new products. So let's move on to my fashion favorites. First fashion favorite I have here is this silk dress, and it's such a lovely quality silk, and it feels so good when you put it on, and it's super light. And it's just a simple, like, just a very simple black silk short sleeve dress, and it just comes down to my mid-thigh, and it's just really chic, pretty, and honestly, for things that are like this, these are like timeless in your closet. But because it's summer, this is like my go-to piece right now. And for my next favorite here, it's kind of dirty and wrapped up at the moment. It is these shoes from Adidas. I will do like an insert clip of here when they're like better and cleaner and worn. The reason they're in here is because I recently went to Sequoia in these, and they have a lot of dirt on them currently, so I gotta like clean them up. I honestly didn't expect these shoes to be this light, but they're pretty light, they're very comfortable, very flexible, and the padding in the sole, oh, it's like memory foam for your feet, which is like amazing. So you're like, your feet never gets tired in these basically. And these have been the kind of shoes that I just kind of throw on, chuck on, and you run out the door, and it goes great with this little black dress. If I put it together and I just throw on a cardigan, that's kind of, I will admit I've worn that specific outfit several times this month because it's so easy to chuck on and just kind of go out, and it's really nice and comfortable too. Alright, so now we're gonna move on to more lifestyle favorites. That's what I'll call them, lifestyle favorites. So I recently came back from Sequoia and Kings Canyon just a few days ago, like maybe 2 to 3 days, and oh my god, it was amazing. It was pretty marvelous to see the view of Sequoia before the drought and after the drought. So that was amazing. It wasn't as sad as it was last year. It wasn't as dried up as last year. There was like rushing water, like plenty of water. It was actually so much water that the park rangers were like, yeah, we don't advise anyone to go into the water and swim in the Sequoia area where we were at. Just in general, they don't advise it because the water current from the melting snow caps were just too much. It was like, yay, California's drought ending, and it's just good. Currently you can't tell, but I have mosquito bites all over my face. I've covered it up with some BB cream, but you can see the bumps. I have about, I think, 16 mosquito bites on my face alone. Because I was covered up during the day, but not the face. So I got bitten all on the face. And you could like literally play connect the dots because it frames my face. So going to Sequoia was one of my favorite things that I got to do, my favorite experience that I got to have this month, and I will have a whole vlog of this coming up. So moving on to just the next favorite is this Passport to Your National Parks. Now this particular one, I've had this since I was 9 years old, And then I just have these collections of stamps from like all these national parks that I went to, and this is just a very cheap, affordable, cost-friendly way of having memorabilia without having to buy like souvenirs and, you know, little gifts at the gift store. You just have the location and the date stamps as to where you were at, along with if you want to slap on a little info there. But you have to buy these things. Otherwise you just come blank like this. If you love traveling, especially in America, this is a great gift and great just personal item to have. It has these little informations and like locations that you could go in these like regions. It's for all the states, and it gives you a pretty good guideline of if you want to travel to, like, you know, have a goal in terms of where you want to hit, especially if you want to collect these stamps. And that is something I did in Seattle. We specifically made a trip to one of the museums there so I could get the stamps and learned about like how Seattle City became to be Seattle. So with my recent trip to Sequoia, it just reminded me about how useful this little passport to your national park is. And this is my little stamp from Sequoia. This little booklet for me also has a lot of other memorabilia, like the receipts that I keep and like the Metro card from the time I went to New York. I'm just gonna quickly show you guys what the Metro card used to look like in 2001 and then what it looks like now. So just things like that. I just keep it in this little pocket in the front over here. I could do a whole video on what's in here and just show you guys what I've collected over over a decade of just traveling. And this is the original receipt from when I bought this. This used to cost $4.18 back in the day. A friend of mine recently bought it. It was almost $10. I think it was $10 something. So I just wanted to share with you guys about this being a great memorabilia piece that you just collect over the years. It's pretty awesome. I highly and heavily recommend it to anyone who loves traveling, especially in like American regions. So my next favorite thing is actually sewing. I've been recently getting back into it. I first started in high school and it was just all self-teaching. I just took my mom's sewing machine, just try to self-teach myself, just watching all thread bangers, OG thread bangers, and then The Secret Life of a Bio Nerd. My sewing machine is actually behind me right now, and I've been just kind of sewing away at things, doing like little personal projects, kind of trying my way out making clothes, you know. And yeah, it's been pretty good, and I was amazed actually how much more fun I'm having with sewing than I did back in high school. Because back in high school, some of the resources were pretty limited and I didn't know specific things, like the basic things, which is now available on YouTube because there's like Professor Pincushion who's on YouTube, and like with Wendy, and you just learn all these basics, which is like amazing and makes the process so much easier, and you don't have to be wondering like, why is the machine keep fucking up on me, you know? So in other words, sewing's wonderful and internet is wonderful. So my favorite YouTuber of the month that I've been really enjoying to watch has been With Wendy, as well as Professor Pincushion, just basically obsessing about clothes, basically. That's where my mindset is. Like, I am just obsessing about clothes. Alright, so my next favorite is movie favorite. My movie favorite has been Homeward Bound. It is such a nostalgic 90s animal movie, and oh my god, I haven't seen that movie in forever until recently because it's on Netflix, and Netflix is just amazing. I really wish I could get sponsored by Netflix. If there is anyone out there who has never seen Homeward Bound, it is such a heart-touching, cute animal movie about two dogs and a cat trying to find their way home to their family because they moved, and then there's just a miscommunication between the animals and the humans, and they just trek across. I believe they're in somewhere like Washington or something. I think that's where it was. Anyways, they go through like mountain lions and all these little journeys and obstacles they have to get through to get back to their families. And oh man, back then there were no CGs in those, so all the animals were just straight up animal acting. Is anyone else out there who also gets this, where you get a pet and then now your obsession over animals just like build up like crazy and then all the animal videos, all the animal movies just like touch you really, really intensely? I mean, if there are any of you out there, let me know. For my TV series favorite, it's been The Keepers. It recently came out. It's also a Netflix original series. And if you liked Making of a Murderer, it's a crime series documentary. If you liked how to Making of a Murder, you will really like The Keepers. It's basically about this incident at this one school with a couple of the fathers there. It's a Catholic school. They go on to like do a whole cover-up of some of the sexual abuse and abuse that's been going on repeatedly and ongoing of so many students. Like the church kind of goes on. It implies that the church goes on to cover those up, and then those fathers go on to continue abusing even more kids. And it goes even so far as like murders being possibly involved in it. Anyways, it's a crazy line of stories, and I think the documentary was done really well because it tries to get as many point of views as possible, and they go back and forth because there's such a big time gap since the big major event that they're going back to happened in the 60s. So they're just a constant like back and forth of the 60s, the 90s to current. I think the documentary has been really well done in terms of helping you digest this complicated case that's currently still going on. It also touches on what it's like for sexual abuse victims and what they go through, and touches the light on the mental health behind it. But it may not be everyone's cup of tea if you're not, you know, particularly not interested in crime series, documentaries and things like that, or even just long series of documentaries. And the documentary is based on like all these real events, so it's pretty dark. Alright, so that's pretty much it for my May favorites. I really can't believe May's gone, and looking back into it, I can't believe I even went to Sequoia this year. So thank you guys so much for watching the video until the very end. It means so much. And if you guys liked it, hit the thumbs up button. It means a lot. And if you guys haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, so that way it will let you know whenever I make new videos, which is about twice a week. And that way, you know, you won't miss out on a new video whenever I make them. So until next time, much love, peace.